Imagine being born into a fortune so vast it bends the rules of reality. Prince Salman's 3 sons didn't just inherit wealth, they inherited a parallel world. $25 billion each in projected inheritances, a family net worth hovering around $1.4 trillion, $500 million super yachts, $300 million chateau, and a $450 million Leonardo da Vinci. Their childhood is a masterclass in power, taught not in classrooms but in palaces, boardrooms, and skies. Welcome to the story of the richest kids on Earth and the legacy they're destined to. This is Inside the Billionaires. If you live for deep dives into real power and private luxury, subscribe to Luxrish and tap the bell so you never miss the next chapter. Prince Salman, Prince Mashour, Prince Abdulaziz. 3 names rarely seen, carefully shielded, intentionally quiet. Their ages aren't public. Their schedules are classified. Their settings are curated ecosystems where security, service, and ceremony weave a life that feels closer to a head of state than a child. They're not growing up with things. They're growing up with systems. Protocols trail them. Courtyards are cleared for play. Tutors are world-class scholars, flown in rather than zoomed in. Toys are bespoke. Celebrations are logistics operations with guest lists that include filmmakers, founders, diplomats. This is a privilege scaled to a dynasty, where a family gathering can look suspiciously like a summit. And everywhere, the silent lesson: you will inherit more than assets. You will inherit decisions. In Riyadh, Al Yamama Palace sprawls like a private city, roughly 4 million square feet of marble, mosaics, and meticulously controlled climate. The kind of place where a single corridor could host a fashion show and still feel underused. Italian marble gleams under chandeliers the size of small apartments. Gold-plated fixtures shift warm tones across endless colonnades. There's a private cinema engineered to hush the world outside to absolute zero. A bowling alley for off hours. Multi-purpose majlis built to accept foreign delegations in the afternoon and host cousins by evening. Multiple mosques sit within the footprint because faith is not a room here, it's architecture. But the palace is more than opulence. It's governance by design. Separate precincts for security, staff, ceremonial duties, and family privacy. Kitchens scaled like hotels. Floriculture under glass. Medical suites on standby. A child can ride a bike indoors for half an hour and never loop the same hallway twice. And then there's Chateau Louis XIV outside Paris. Reportedly $300 million of 21st century technology under 17th century fantasy. Gold leaf fountains that dance to synced music. Venetian marble. Bronze by master artisans. Garden axes aligned like celestial charts. Walls hide climate, security, and acoustics that respond to an iPad. A chateau that looks like yesterday and behaves like tomorrow. The family's Boeing 747-400 is more than a jet. It's a mobile sovereignty. Its lower deck can be a quiet wing for sleep. The mid-deck a conference suite with secure comms, and the forward cabin a salon where midnight meetings happen at 31,000 feet. The craftsmanship bends opulence to function. Private bedrooms, hotel-grade linens, gold-trimmed baths, prayer spaces oriented with precision, and a galley that can serve Michelin without announcing itself. Airspace is coordinated like a state visit. Ground teams pre-position. Motorcades knit seamlessly to the underbelly of the staircase. Children learn to read not just a map, but air corridors. At sea, serene, $500 million. 2 helipads, subsurface viewing rooms, wet labs for water toys, a spa deck that rivals destination wellness resorts. Stabilizers quiet the world to a slow sway. On board, a child's beach day becomes helicopter to tender to private cove in minutes. The yacht's staff is a choreography of sauna technicians, pastry chefs, divers, nannies, pilots, and pianists, operating like a luxury navy with a soft voice. For most, travel is transition. Here, travel is an extension of tech. In most circles, a $250,000 supercar is an endpoint. Here, it's the starting pistol. Family member Prince Turki bin Abdullah became world famous for a $22 million rolling exhibition in London. 24-karat gold Lamborghini Aventador SVs, a Bugatti Veyron that turns a city block into a camera sensor test, a Rolls-Royce Phantom Coupe lined in leathers and woods that will never exist in production spec. What looks like spectacle is also language. In this ecosystem, every object is a signal of taste, of rank, of belonging to a club, measured in limited runs, factory doors opened for one-of-one requests, and engineers flown in to tune sound as much as speed. To upgrade from rare, you don't buy more. You change the category. From car to artifact for the next generation, that language will be inherited as fluently as a last name. When Salvator Mundi, attributed to Leonardo da Vinci, crossed the block for roughly $450 million, it didn't just set a record, it set a precedent that this family's collecting power can move the axis of art history. Add works attributed to Picasso, Koons, Murakami, and beyond, and you're not looking at decor. You're looking at a parallel museum system. For the princes, museum-level security is the default. Conservation lab conditions are normal. Art advisors and curators are not occasional guests. They're part of the orbit. Growing up, their visual literacy is forged not by posters or textbooks, but by masterworks, the kind of exposure at an architectural scale. Art here does two jobs. It enriches the eye and signals the epoch. Imagine a vacation where you don't book rooms. You take the island. In the Maldives, entire resorts have been reserved. Staff retrained for privacy modes. Docks sealed. Schedules rewritten. A pool day becomes 3 pools, 4 beaches. Jet skis brought on the Whisper. Mocktails built like watchmaking. In South Africa, a 1,200-hectare Limpopo game farm functions as a private nature reserve, an airstrip for jets, a veterinarian on call, wildlife experts teaching field biology to children who might do show and tell with a tagging transmitter. Security is present but discreet. The sound you remember isn't a walkie, it's the wind over grass. Vacations aren't an escape from the machine. None of this operates without a hidden city of people. Stewards, chefs, gardeners, pilots, instructors, conservators, private secretaries, religious advisors, physical therapists, ballet teachers, robotics tutors. The grand engine is powered by a stipend ecosystem often estimated near $2 billion annually, from modest supports for distant kin to 6-figure monthly structures for senior members. The House of Saud is often valued around $1.4 trillion. At its core is Saudi Aramco, the world's most valuable company. Mohammed bin Salman is expected to be the first grandson of Ibn Saud to ascend the throne, a structural shift that places his sons closer to the lever than any princes of their generation. And the country they inherit is not the Saudi Arabia of their grandparents. Vision 2030 reframes the kingdom, diversifying from oil into sports leagues and live entertainment, tourism, gaming, AI, and renewables. Projects like Eniom and The Line reimagine the shape of a city. Giga projects along the Red Sea redefine the destination itself. The princes won't just inherit an oil empire. They'll inherit a portfolio of futures. Some steel, some silicon, some sands everywhere. London, Paris, New York, Tokyo, LA. Equity stakes thread through ride-sharing, banking, chips, cloud, film. A move by PIF can buoy a sector, a whisper can move a multiple. The network is both horizontal and vertical, owning parts of what you use, the pipes that carry it, and the stages that sell it. For the next generation, this maps to a new kind of responsibility. Not what can I buy, but what does my decision do to systems? How does a signing ceremony in Riyadh ripple to a startup in Seoul or a stadium in Spain? This is an influence that doesn't tweet, it rebalances.